Hi, this is Megan, and I am here with a little tutorial for you today on how to create some cardstock cutting or cardstock templates for the Creative Memories Circle Trio, the custom cutting system Circle Trio. So I showed these the other day in a Scrapbook Live where they were a great tool for us to use the different circles to see how the sizes would work on the layout so you can kind of get an idea of how the different sizes are going to work on your 12 by 12, maybe a scrap journal page, or even an 8 by 8. And then once you kind of know what size you want to use, you can use these templates, which is the kind of the remnants after you cut out the circle, or after you decide the circle size. You can use these to help you decide which or how to crop your photo. So we're used to seeing the clear guides, and those are great. If you have those, it's definitely wonderful to be able to use those to get an idea of which one's going to work best. But I like these cardstock ones because they act as a mask, and the mask really lets you dial in to what you're truly going to see here. So I can see that I'm definitely, if I want to, do I want to cut off her ears here? Do I want to bring it down, focus on her face? Maybe I want to go a little bit larger. I could sit here and see, well, let's try the 4 inch. And there I can see that I can keep all of her pretty ears in there and I can go ahead and cut. And then what's nice is I can just put this on. I know where it goes. In this case, it lifts off. If I wanted one that was a little bit smaller, sometimes you're able to slide it out a little bit easier than if you were working with the big plastic sheet. So let's dive into what it takes to make the templates. Since I talked a little bit about why you might want to make the templates, let's go ahead and get started on that. So you are going to want to have some cardstock. I suggest using cranberry, which is the red, Kelly green for green, and then blue cardstock. I'm going to show you how to do this using the red, the cranberry, and we'll be using the red blade with the cranberry cardstock. And what's going to happen is you'll repeat then these steps that I show you on cranberry, you'll repeat those in the green and the blue so that you can have all of the pieces that you need. You'll end up doing one set of each. So we're going to go ahead and follow this cut guide. I've laminated this to keep in my crop stash of handouts. And so you can see here we have one 12 by 12 we're going to use, and then we do need to come down to a 6 by 6 square. You might be able to get this out of scraps or any of these pieces out of scraps. You don't have to start with a brand new sheet. You could, if you've got some smaller scraps, you can get the 5 by 5s and the 7 by 7. Use your scraps first. But I'm going to go ahead and trim this to 5 inches wide. And I'm going to cut this and cut 2 5-inch squares. This piece over here remains scrap. Those scraps I always toss into use for my die cut machine when I want to use some letters. And here I'm going to go ahead and cut at 5 inches again. That's going to leave me this big 7 by 7-inch chunk over here. I'll keep this. And then this piece here I will rotate and cut to 5 inches. So I've got my 3 5 by 5s, 1 7 by 7, and now I'm going to come into that second piece of cranberry. I just didn't have any cranberry cardstock that was big enough, or scraps of it, to be able to get a 6 by 6. So I'm going to go ahead here and just cut that in half, and then cut a piece in half again. And these will go into my scrap stash of cranberry, of reds. So there we've got all of the pieces. Now it's time to start using our custom cutting system. So we're going to go ahead, and there's our 3 sizes. And I have some tips in here on naming shortcuts. The smallest circle I call circle 1. Circle 2 is the medium, and circle 3 is the large. I refer to those up here. So where it says circle 1, on this 5 by 5 square, you're going to come down here and grab circle number 1, which is the smallest. But I'm going to use a 5 by 5. That's my 6 by 6. I want to grab my 5 by 5, and I am going to go ahead and center this on my cutting mat. So here's my 6-inch center, and I want to center my template as well. And that's just kind of, keeps it nice and neat. I will link in the article, the blog article, on how to mark all of your templates. There's those nice little manufacturing dots. And then you're just going to come around, go all the way around with your red blade for the cranberry paper, and we'll go ahead and have our two pieces. Now, before you go too far, the next step, I want you to grab your journaling pen or some way to mark your pieces. You want to mark them before you start getting too carried away. So we've used circle number 1. And circle number 1, I know in my experience here, when I'm on the outside track, is right here. It's a 4-inch. So I know I have a circle here that this is circle 1, red blade, outside track. Circle 1, red blade, outside track. And this is a 4-inch. I can do the same thing over here. I can go circle 1, red outside, 4-inch. I made them big and bold so you can see them on screen. You could probably make them a little smaller. Next up, I'm going to grab circle number 1 and 2. This time we're going to go inside track of these. And this is the one I want to highlight a little bit. The other ones were centering everything. For this one here, when I talk about using circle 1 and 2, I have a little note down here. You're going to want to use, for both of these, when you do them in all the different colors, you're going to want to put them both on the same 5x5 square. I'm not so worried about centering in this particular case, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab my red blade, inside track of circle number 1, which is my small. I'm going to grab circle number 2, which is my medium, and I'm going to put it just down here, roughly in the corner, and go ahead and cut with circle number 2, or circle number 2 inside track. So again, I'm going to say I know this is circle 1, red blade, inside track. If I come over here to my size, I can look for circle number 1, red blade, inside track is a 1.5-inch square or circle. So I'm going to go 1, I'm going to do 1.5 rather than using the fractions. Same thing over here. Now on these circles, you might go ahead and just bring in your finer tip. Circle 1, red blade, inside track, and this is a 1.5-inch circle. Here, I'm going to go ahead and mark this one. This was circle 2, red blade, inside track. Consult my sizing guide. Red blade on circle number 2, inside track is a 2.5. Circle 2, red blade, inside track, 2.5 inches. You're going to want to save your squares and you want to save your circles. Next up, I'm going to grab another 5x5, and this one I'm going to center on my mat. Remember to center. You can find your 45-degree lines as they're coming in and they'll match up with your corners. I'm going to grab circle number 3, which is my largest circle, and we're cutting with the inside again. The inside track, red blade, inside track. I'm lining it up at my 6, and I'll cut with my red blade on the inside track. This is circle 3, red inside. Circle 3, red inside is over here. It's a 3.5-inch circle. Circle 3, red inside, 3.5-inch. Now I'm going to come to my big boy, my 7x7. This is the big one. This is, we're going to do the outside track of circle number 3. So I needed to have that big circle because we're going to be cutting, if this is a 6-inch, which you think, oh, you can fit on a 6-inch square. But remember, I've got to go to my blue blade. And so eventually, and so if I have a 7x7 square for my blue cardstock, I'll have plenty of room to make that 6.5-inch. But this is the red blade, red cardstock, outside track of circle number 3. Circle 3, red outside. This is a 6-inch square. Circle 3, red outside, 6-inch. Last, I've got that 6 inch square. This is my 6-inch square. Again, centering on my mat. And I'm gonna take my medium blade, my medium circle, my circle number 2. See, I have all my circles marked, 1, 2, and 3. Well, they should be all marked. I have a couple sets of them and maybe they're not all marked, but I know by now that circle number 2 is the medium circle. Centering it here, and I'm gonna come in with my outside blade, or outside track. This is gonna give me that 5-inch circle. So circle number 2, red outside, 5 inches. C2, RO, 5 inches. So I have got 5 templates, masking templates, and then I have 5 circle templates. That little bitty one, you got to keep track of those insides of circle 2 and circle 1 get to be pretty small. So you're going to repeat that on all 3 of your colors. And when you are done, you're going to have a nice set like this. So I've used, I'm storing mine in a Stampin' Storage. This is a die magnet. You normally has a little magnet insert that you can store your like letter dies or your dies. They call it their die envelopes, I guess. I just happen to have those. You may have something else that you want to try using. You're going to want to have at least a 7-inch wide. The widest here is about 6.5. This, the big blue circle is 6.5 inches wide, and that keeps everything nice and stored together. What I found was the best way to store these was I grabbed a binder clip, just kind of organize them, and then I binder clip them together. That keeps everything nice and set. I have up at the front of my desk where you can't see, I have a older style sticker file, like are the wide 16-inch sticker file mate. And I have my letter stickers in there, and I have my Titletopia, and I found that this fits in there really nice, and it's a quick, easy spot for me to grab it when I need to use it. So you'll probably see me using this more, especially when doing things like sketches, and I'm just wanting to see what's gonna work best for my photos. So if you've got a good handout, it's gonna be, there's a link to the blog. If you have just the handout, it's gonna take you to my blog article that is gonna give you, if you need to reprint the handout or save it, have the video on there. And eventually I do hope to be able to do this maybe for the ovals as well. We'll see. Circles is a great place to start because I know a lot of us use those circles all the time. So don't forget, you've got your naming shortcuts down here, and then those translate over here into the sizes. So you can have that quick size reference if you're looking for the thing. One thing I think I'm gonna do is, you'll note I might come in here and go ahead and write circle number 1 does a 1-inch circle on the inside track, and it does a 4-inch on the outside track. I may actually put those numbers 1-inch and 4-inch on the templates themselves. If I come in here, I could find a spot with my Sharpie, and I could probably come in and say 1-inch, 4-inch. See how I did that? If I can find, there you go, 1-inch, 4-inch. Circle number 2, if I look on here, circle number 2 does a 2-inch on the inside and a 5-inch. So 2-inch, 5-inch. Those are the red measurements. The green is always a 1/4 bigger. The blue is always a 1/2 inch bigger than those measurements. That's something I noted when I was putting that little guide together. So on the circle number 3, we have, it's a 3-inch on the inside. And then actually the blue blade makes a 3-inch on the inside. The blue will make the smallest. Sorry, ignore my previous, but it's a good place to start. Will be the smallest. And then it does a 6-inch on the outside. So just some things to note to remind myself if how I'm wanting to get close. 3-inch is going to be the inside with the blue, coming out to 3.5 with my red. If I start with my red on my outside, it's going to be 6, going out to 6.5 with my blue. Things to note, you've got that all down here as well. All right, thanks so much for tuning in here with me. I hope you have a chance to maybe put these together sometime and that they become a useful tool for you. Thanks so much.